Frankie the Hitman Hatton, and you're watching Lights Out.
This is Lights Out. I'm Faisal Khan, and I'm here joined by Thomas Treiber, the ring announcer for Box Nation and BT Sport. Thomas, welcome to Manchester.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
How's it going so far? What have you made of Manchester?
What's that?
Well, how's it going so far? What have you made of Manchester?
Yeah, it's going great. I just landed just a few hours ago here in Manchester from the United States, but I've been here before, and I'm just super excited to be back and expecting a real excited crowd, and happy to be here.
Obviously, we were just having a little conversation before, and you told me that the Selby Warrington was an amazing night, especially in front of the Leeds crowd. But this is going to be something special. It's been 2 years and 8 months since we last seen Tyson Fury in the ring. Not only is he returning to the boxing ring, but he's also returning in front of his home crowd. How excited are you to be calling Tyson Fury's fight against Sefer Seferi?
Well, you know, I'm really thankful for this opportunity. Tyson Fury is a great fighter, and I did his pro debut, which was in December of 2008. It was on the Carl Froch, Jean Pascal undercard when they had fought in Nottingham, England. And to think that all these years later, 10 years later, I'd be doing his return is, I'm honored and just very thankful.
You've been ring announcing for a few years now. I take it your knowledge on the sport itself is very high. What have you made of Tyson Fury so far in his career? Obviously, he's had his problems outside of the ring, the trials and tribulations. What have you made of Tyson as a fighter so far?
Well, the thing with Tyson Fury is obviously his size is always the first thing that comes to people's mind. But there's a lot of big guys out there. But what's unique about him is he's able to utilize his size. And he's so agile. For a guy who's 6'9", he moves around like he's 5'9". And then he's got the freaky long arms where that reach, where he can use that jab and movement is what really separates him from a lot of the other big fighters. And it's proven to be successful with what he did against Klitschko and becoming heavyweight world champion, and I truly believe that he can do it again.
Obviously, judging by the accent, you're all the way from the United States of America.
Yes.
What's the talk back home about the world heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder? What do the American fans want to see?
Well, I think just like here, everybody wants to see all these guys fight each other. Joshua, Wilder, Fury, those are the people the boxing fans want to see fight each other. So hopefully these things can happen, and I know Tyson's probably going to have a few fights before he fights at that level again, but I'm thinking maybe early 2019 this can happen.
I just want to ask you your thoughts. I mean, like I said, you do a lot of ring announcing for BT Sport and Box Nation, so you know all the up-and-coming fighters. Which fighter has excited you the most whilst working for BT Sport? Which fight have you watched and that's given you that thrill, thinking, you know what, this guy's a very exciting fighter, this is a guy I like to watch?
Well, sticking with the heavyweight division, Daniel Dubois to me looks like a guy who's got some really good potential. If he continues to mature as a professional. I know he didn't have a real extensive amateur background, but he is really got a lot of the natural ability, and he's got the one thing that you can't teach, which is power. And from what I've seen ringside, and I think I've done about 3 of his fights now on BT Sport, this guy can really crack.
Do you think, you'll obviously be there on June the 23rd when he takes on Tom Little. Do you think Daniel Dubois within the next 2 to 3 years, do you see him challenging for a world title?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would think that's Frank's game plan, is to keep him as busy as possible and get a good amount of experience under his belt. And when that opportunity is right and the timing is right, I'm sure that he'll possibly be in that mix, and I think he would fit beautifully in that mix of Fury and Joshua and Wilder and Dubois, just another big guy.
Another American that's going to be here on Saturday night is Maurice Hooker, who takes on Terry Flanagan for the vacant WBO super light heavyweight title.
Super lightweight
title.
Yep.
Tell us a bit about Maurice Hooker. What can we expect from Maurice Hooker on Saturday night? What type of fighter is he?
Yeah, I know I've done one or two of his fights in the States, and I can't honestly give a great assessment on him. I do so many fights sometimes that you can't really remember every fighter. I'll have to kind of look at some footage of his past fights, but I know he's been training. I was with his promoter on the ride over here from the airport, and he said he's conditioned, he's ready for this fight. He was supposed to fight on the April 14th card when that show was canceled. So he's been training and preparing for this fight for a long time, actually since January, I was told.
Yeah.
So he's dedicated, and sounds like he's ready.
Prediction for that fight, Flanagan Hooker. What do you think will happen? Who do you think wins?
I would say it's kind of one of those pick 'em kind of fights.
Yeah.
I think either guy can win that fight, and the better man will win. That night.
Like I said, you've been working with BT Sport Box Nation for quite a while now. What's the best fight you've seen live?
Well,
all the time you've been doing your ring announcing for Frank Warren with BT Sport.
Man, you're hitting me with some tough questions.
I'm putting you on the spot now, so come on, you got to give me an answer.
Let me think. Now you got to let you know that I've got some jet lag going on.
That's
here.
totally fine.
I came straight from the airport
like
here,
I said, take
so
your
the
time.
brain isn't really working at full speed.
Take your time. It's fine.
The Caleb Truax DeGale fight, was such an upset. Nobody was expecting Caleb Truax to win that fight besides perhaps him and his camp. And what's been really exciting for me is to, just like when I did the Josh Warrington fight in Leeds recently, where he defeated Lee Selby, when you get the opportunity to announce the winner and it's, an upset, man, that's kind of the ultimate thrill as a ring announcer, to hear the crowd and the excitement after
Obviously,
saying a name.
Before you announced a fight, before millions of people who's won the fight. And obviously, when you announced Josh Warrington, before you said and the new, what's that feeling like when you just say that word?
I've got long sleeves on, but the hair is standing up right now just thinking about it. I mean, it's just an incredible feeling. I mean, over 20,000 people erupting after hearing your voice. Certainly they're not cheering for me, but I am relaying the message, and it's just really cool. It's what we dream about as ring announcers, is having those moments like that. So just an incredible feeling.
America's given us some legendary boxers over the last many years in the sport of boxing. Who was the one boxer that you woke up early just to watch? Who was that one boxer as a child you loved watching in the ring?
For me, because I really started watching boxing in the late 80s, Mike Tyson. I mean, he was the first one for me that caught my eye. And I remember many times, I'd be with my friends and, we'd be betting on, is it going to go one round? Is it going to go 2 rounds? It wasn't even, is he going to win?
Yeah.
It was, how many rounds is this fight going to go?
Yeah.
And just such a dominating figure, imposing guy. So, I'd have to say Mike Tyson.
I've put you on the spot once, so I'm going to do it one more time before I let you go. Tyson versus Muhammad Ali.
Oh my goodness.
Now listen.
Jeez, 2 different eras there.
2 different eras, but both probably the best in their prime, the best in their division. Now the viewers won't be happy if you don't give us an answer here. You're a ring announcer, so you're never sure.
Well, I'm in Manchester, England, so I'm going to have to say Tyson Fury.
Okay.
There would be such a big size difference because
Mike Tyson versus Muhammad Ali.
Oh, Mike Tyson. I'm sorry. When you said Tyson,
it's fine.
I thought we were transitioning back to Tyson Fury. Wow.
That would have been that's a fight we're never going to see, but that's a fight that would have been amazing to watch. Both heavy hitters, both fast hitters, both move around the ring so well, and both arguably the best fighters in their prime in the heavyweight division.
I would just, Mike Tyson in his prime, he was so powerful and such a hard-hitting puncher, and he had that, that bobbing and weaving movement. if I had to be, I'm not a betting man, but if I was, and I knew that we could have them both in their prime, I think I would lean towards Mike Tyson over Ali.
What would the reason be? Because of the power?
Yeah, just because he just had that destructive power, and he fought well against bigger guys.
Yeah.
And, you know, Ali was about 6'2", so it wasn't like he was 6'5" or anything either.
Yeah.
So I just think that, you know, if it went rounds, I would give it to Ali. But
if he was to get stopped in the distance,
it would be Tyson. I would lean towards him.
So Thomas Treiber on Lights Out has said Mike Tyson would beat Muhammad Ali if they both fought in their prime.
I would hope some other people would agree with me, but hey, Muhammad Ali, greatest of all time, though, right?
It's one of those that you'll always get different answers on. It's, you know, I've spoken to many boxing fans.
Yeah.
Some of them don't even want to answer that question because of the amount of respect they have for both fighters, especially Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time. You know, what he done for boxing in and out of the ring. So it is a tricky question.
It is. I mean, and it's fun to think about and compare, you know, fighters from different eras and stuff like that. But like you said, you know, we'll never see it. But you know,
maybe
it's kind of fun to have conversation about.
In a video game, you might get it, but you wouldn't get it in reality.
That's about it.
Okay. Well, listen, Thomas, thank you very much for talking to us today.
My pleasure, and big fan of Lights Out. Follow you on Twitter.
Yep, you do.
And thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me.
No problem. Enjoy Saturday night. Enjoy the Manchester Arena, and enjoy calling a Tyson Fury fight.
Thank you very much.
Expect a few giggles on the way as well.
Yep.
Thank you, Thomas, for talking to Lights Out.